Okay, today we see the table in detail regarding this income from other source. First, you write the heading: computation of income from other source of concerned assessee for the assessment year 2020-21. So, computation of income from other source. In this table, you make one particular and three amount columns. One particular three amount columns, and last column, in the last column you write ultimate taxable income. First two columns are for your calculation, and in the last column you write the ultimate taxable income of that item. Okay, so you see the calculation of capital other income from other source. Okay, first I'll take rent from letting plant, machinery, furniture, building, etc. You remember only building. If you let the only building, that only building comes under the income from house property. Income from house property. Remember this. Only building. But the building is let out along with plant, machinery, equipment. Then that is coming under the income from other source. Remember this point. Theta. ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೆನ್ಬಿಟ್ಕೋರಿ ಬರೀ ಒಂದು ಮನಿ ನೀವು ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ನ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ರ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ ಆದ್ರ ಇಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಷಿನರಿ ಫರ್ನಿಚರ್ ಇಂದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪೂರಾ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರ ಅದರ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋರಿ ಈತ ಈಗ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಟಾಕೀಸ್ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಎಲ್ಲದು ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಟಾಕೀಸ್ನ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂದ್ರ ಮಷೀನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಇಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಫರ್ನಿಚರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕೊಡ್ಸಿ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಯಾವ ನಡೆಸ್ತಿರ್ತಾ ಯಾವನೋ ಬೇರೆ ನಡ್ಸೋಂಗ್ ನೀವು ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರ ಅದು ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಬರೀ ಒಂದು ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ ಏನಾರ ತಂದು ಮಷೀನ್ ಅದು ಇಟ್ಕೇಸಿ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಟಾಕೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂದ್ರ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಡು ನಿಮ್ದು ಬರೇ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಟ್ಟ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಟಾಕೀಸ್ ನಡ್ಸಾಕತ್ತಂದ್ರ ಅದು income from house property. Only building is let out, comes under the house property, but building is let out because of machinery, equipments, and furniture installed. You see the point, you remember. So whatever rent you collect on plant, machinery, furniture, with building, without building, remember this point. With building, without building, you take that rent in the middle column. Then you deduct the related expenses. There are 4 expenses for this. There are only 4 expenses. One is normal repairs. One is normal repair. Second is insurance premium on that asset. Insurance premium on the asset. It may be plant, machinery, equipment, building, or all. Insurance premium. Then third is depreciation on that asset. Fourth is any other recurring expense related to that asset. These are the 4 expenses. 3 expenses are specific expenses. Fourth is the expense related with that asset, recurring. ಅದು ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟದ್ದ ಅದು ಖರ್ಚು ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಕರ್ತೀವಿ any other related expense. Okay. You take the rent received on that plant, machinery, furniture, with building, without building. You take the rent. In the rent, you deduct these 4 items. You will get the income from letting plant, machinery, and equipment. You deduct in the middle column. Whatever answer comes, you take to the outer column. This is the taxable income. This is the first point. I already explained. And second point, I'll take the rent from subletting of house property. Subletting of house property. New body money ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರ whenever you are living in the rented house, and the same house is let out to some other person. That is called as subletting. Then whatever rent you collect from the subtenant, whatever rent you collect from the subtenant, you take in the middle column. You take in the middle column. Rent received. Okay. In the middle column, you write the rent received from the subtenant. Then in that you deduct the expenses connected with that subletting of house property. Whatever expenses you incurred on the portion let out to the some other, not on the full house. Remember this point. You make mistakes here only. You have to take the expenses relating to let out portion only, sub let out portion only. Okay, remember this point. For example, I will give you the example. You are living in a rented house. You are living in a rented house, giving a rent of rupees 5,000 per month. You are giving rent to the your landlord rupees 5,000 per month. Okay. Then that house is too big to you people. That house is too big to you people, and you sublet that house, half portion of the house, not full, half portion of the house you subletted at rupees 3,500 per month to some other. Okay, 3,500 per month to some other, half portion. Then you take the rent collected from the subletting, that is 3,500 per month into 12. You take the total rent received from the subtenant. Then less the expenses related to that subletted portion. First is rent paid to landlord. Okay, what is the portion of rent paid to landlord? Rent paid to landlord is total 5,000. 5,000 is total rent paid per month to the landlord. Out of that, half is relating to subletted. Therefore, 2,500, 5,000 into half portion you take as allowable expense. Okay. Then next is insurance premium. Suppose the insurance premium paid by the tenant is there. If the tenant paid the insurance premium, then you take half of the insurance premium. Then next is municipal tax. Municipal tax is also paid by the tenant. Then you take half of the municipal tax. Then any other expense incurred by the tenant, not subtenant. Tenant, I mean telling tenant. Tenant, subtenant. Here there are three parties. One is landlord, second is tenant, third is subtenant. So whatever expenses incurred by the tenant on the sublet portion, on sublet out portion, you take the in the inner column and add all these expenses and take to the middle column. In the middle column, you deduct whatever answer comes, you take to the outer column. Okay, this is the rent received on subletting of house property. This is the second important one. Then come to the third one, royalty income received. Royalty received by the author. Royalty received by the author or royalty received by the royalty received by the author from the publisher, royalty received by the landlord from the tenant, royalty received by the patentee from the manufacturers. This is the royalty connected aspect. So whatever royalty received by the author or the landlord or by the patentee, you take in the inner column, that is middle column, amount received as royalty. Then in this royalty received, you deduct the related expenses. You deduct the related expenses. The related expenses are manuscript expenses, whatever expenses incurred by the author to write the book. Manuscript means handwriting. He requires the pen, paper, then pencil, eraser, like that. Whatever expenses incurred on manuscript, that is called as manuscript expense in case of book. Then remuneration paid to employees. If there are assistants, some professional authors write the book, they are having some assistants and remuneration paid to employees. If the remuneration is paid to employee for uh, helping, you take that. Then third is collection charges. If there is any charges incurred to collect the royalty, whatever expense you incurred for collecting the royalty, that is collection charges. Okay, these are the, and any other related expenses. If there is any other related expense to the royalty, not personal, whatever expense related to royalty, that expense you take in the inner column, add all these items and deduct in the middle column. Middle column. Then whatever answer comes, that answer is called as income from royalty. Income from royalty. Okay. Come to the next page. Fourth point, receipt from lottery. You see this point. Receipt from lottery. Lottery amount received. If you received the lottery amount and received lottery amount are 10,000 or more than 10,000. If 10,000, then you have to gross up. Income received into 100 divided by 70. Remember this. This is the equation you have to follow regarding lottery. Receipt from lottery is there. Whenever you received the lottery amount, that amount is received only after deduction of tax. Remember this. Only after deduction of tax, the lottery agency people give the amount. Remember this. If it is more than 10,000. Okay. And one more thing I will tell you, winning from lottery. Winning from lottery may be net or gross. Remember this. If winning from lottery is there, that is gross. Remember this. And in the bracket, if it is net, you make it gross. You make it gross. ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಟುಕೋರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಸೀಟ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವಿನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರ ಅದು ವಿನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದ್ದಿ. ನೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ವರ್ಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ವಿನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಲಾಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ನಾಗ ನೆಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರ ಅದೇನ್ ನೆಟ್ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸರಿಯಾ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋ. ಗ್ರಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಾಟ್ರಿ. ವಿನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡ್ರಿ. ರಿಸೀಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ವಿನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ನಾಗ ನೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಇಷ್ಟು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋರಿ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. One bit bottom calculator. And whatever answer comes, you take direct to the outer column. There is no deduction, there is no other expenses allowable to this. This is the fourth one. Next is interest received on less tax debentures. Less tax debentures or only debentures. Remember this word. Sometimes they will tell you less tax debenture. Sometimes they will not tell you less tax. Simply they generally tell you interest received on debenture. If interest is received on debentures, you always gross up. You always gross up. Remember this. Interest is received is there, you always gross up. This is 100 by 90, not 70. There is a mistake. It is 100 by 90. income received, interest received into 100 divided by 90, not 70. 70 is applicable for only lottery. Remember this. Okay. Then you take that amount to the inner column. In the inner column, you take this amount. Then interest received is there. Interest received on less tax or only debentures, general debentures. You have to gross up if interest received is there. Then if debenture amount is given in the problem, what to do? Instead of giving the interest received, if they give the debenture amount and rate of interest, if they give debenture value and rate of interest, then you have to calculate interest only, not gross up. Remember this, you don't gross up. Less tax debenture is there, debenture value is there, 10% less tax debentures of X company limited. You see the wording. First is interest received is there, so I grossed up. Here, debenture value is given, then I calculated the interest only. I calculated the interest only. You see the difference between these two. In the first, interest received, grossed up. In the second, debenture value given, interest calculated. Interest calculated, not grossed up. Not grossed up. You remember this. Okay. Then next point is interest received on tax-free debenture. Interest received on tax-free debenture is there, then it is grossed up. You have to gross up. You have to gross up it. If interest received is there, this is also grossed up. Remember this. Interest received on tax-free debenture. Tax-free debenture word they indicate specifically. Remember this. If tax-free debenture is there, that is indicated in the problem. So you always gross up. Interest received into 100 divided by 90. 100 divided by 90. This is the point to remember. Next, 10% tax-free debenture. If 10% tax-free debenture is there, if tax-free debenture is there, at that time, first you have to calculate interest and then you have to gross up. Remember this. You see this one. You ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅದರದ ಆ ನಂತರ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅದ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬ್ಯಾಡ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಈಜಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ದಿ ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ multiply by the rate of interest and divide by 90, not by 100. ಇದನ್ನ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡು ಇನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೋರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಐತೆ ನೋಡಿ ಇದು ಲೆಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಐತಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರಿ ಲೆಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಐತಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಐತಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಐತಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಐತಿ ಇವೆರಡು ಸೇಮ್ ಇದಾವ ಹೌದಾ ಇವೆರಡು ಸೇಮ್ ಇದಾವ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲೆಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿವೆಂಚರ್ ಐತಿ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಐತಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಇದಕ್ಕ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲೆಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀಗೆ ಏನ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ಯಾರು ನೋಡ್ನು ಎನಿವನ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿವೆಂಚರ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಡಿವೆಂಚರ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ is there any difference or not? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Then
Yes, sir.
you tell me, is there any difference or there is no difference? Interest received less tax, interest received tax free. For them equation is same, equation is same equation is there. Okay, same equation is there. Then you come to this next point. Less tax debenture, then tax-free debenture. What is the difference? In calculation of interest or income. In difference 8 to 11 here. In what the difference in the calculation that? Number 6 point and 8 point. Is there any difference or not?
Yes, sir.
What is the difference?
In the 6th point, interest is calculated by dividing by 100.
Okay, interest is calculated by dividing 100. Then in the another case,
It's divided by 90.
this is divided by 90. This is the difference between tax-free and less tax debenture. If amount is given in the problem, remember this. Remember this. I simplified this. It is, you see here, suppose 10,000 is the debenture value. 10,000 is the debenture value and 10% is the rate. Rate of interest is 10%. That is 10 divided by 100. 10 divided by 100 is the interest. Is it? What is 10% of 10,000?
1,000.
1,000 is interest. First you calculate interest in case of tax free. Thereafter you have to calculate gross up. Gross up rule is 100 divided by 90. 100 divided by 90. This is the clear equation. This is the original equation. Original equation is 10,000 debenture 10% rate answer gross up rate 100 by 98. Gross up rate 100 divided by 98. ಬರೋಬ್ರಿ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ನಿ 100 ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗಿ ತೆಗದ್ನಿ 100 ಹೋಯ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲ 100 ಹೋಯ್ತು ಏನ್ ಹೋಯ್ತು debenture amount 10,000 rate of interest 10% divided by 90 correct ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತು ತೆಳಗೇನು ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿನಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಬೈಪಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಈಜಿ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ನೀವು ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲೋ ಏನೋ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ gross up means whenever the payer of the income gives income to the investor after deducting the tax on that income. After deducting tax on income, that is called as tax deducted at source. That means the person who gives the income, he is to deduct the tax before giving income to the receiver. Okay. If that tax is deducted, while calculating the income tax, you have to re-add that deducted amount. Re-add that deducted amount. That is called as grossing up. Again, debenture amount into 10 under rate 100 get cancel ಆಗೋಗಿ 90 ಉಳಿದೈತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾ ಈ equation ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದೆ. This is the equation I created. Okay. Next, come to the next point regarding debenture. ಈ debenture ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Tax free ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ, less tax ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ, 2 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿನಿ ನಾನು. Tax free ದಾಗ 2 ತಗೊಂಡಿನಿ, less tax ದಾಗೂ 2 ತಗೊಂಡಿನಿ. ಇವು ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ರಿ, ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬರೋಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. Okay. Next is 10% government security. If 10% government security is there, it should not be gross up because government will not deduct tax. Remember this. Grossing up ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, private sector ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡಿ. So for government securities there is no grossing up. You calculate the interest and take in the inner column. This is regarding interest on investment. These are the rules you follow for calculating interest on investment. Remember this. Okay. Then you take the total of this. You calculate the interest on this. Government security. Government security, calculate the interest, and I forget to take the deductions. In this total interest, there are two deductions. You have to deduct two items. One is collection charge of the interest or income. Collection charges on the interest. First deduction is collection charges. Whatever collection charges you pay for collecting the dividend or interest, that is the first allowable deduction. And second is interest on loan taken for purchase of this investment. If the loan is taken for investing the amount, interest on loan is also allowable deduction. And that loan is utilized for taxable investments, not for tax-free investments. This is the point you remember. ಇಷ್ಟು ಟೋಟಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. ಇದ್ರಾಗ ಎರಡು ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕ್ರಿ. ನಾ ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮರ್ತಿನಿಲ್ಲಿ. ಒಂದು ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ಅದು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಬಂದಿರ್ತೈತಿ, ಡಿಡಿ ಬಂದಿರ್ತೈತಿ. ಆ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ನಾವು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ. ಆ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಅಲೋವಬಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸ್. ಸರಿ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಟೋಟಲ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದನೇದು ಇನ್ನರ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬರ್ರಿ. ಎರಡನೇದು ಯಾವ್ದಿದ್ರ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಲೋನ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ನೀವು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಸಾಲ ತೆಗೆದಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಸಾಲದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಎರಡು ಅಲವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಸಾಲ ತೆಗೆದಿದ್ದು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಬಲ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಲುವಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನೀವು ರೊಕ್ಕ ಹಾಕಿ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಲ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಒಂದ ಐಡಿಯಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕ್ರಿ, ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಇಲ್ದಕ್ಕ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಡ್ರಿ. ಸರಿ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಮ್ಯಾಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ, ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿವೆಂಚರ್ ಐತಿ. ಲೆಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿವೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಒಂದ್ 10,000 ಸಾಲ ತೆಗೆದ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರ, ಡಿವೆಂಚರ್ ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ 10,000 ಸಾಲ ತೆಗೆದ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರ ಆ 10,000 ಮೇಲೆ ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಅಲವಬಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸ್. ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಮತ್ತ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋ ಸಾಲ ತೆಗೆದು ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಡ್ಡಿ ತಂದು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಲೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಹೇಳಕತ್ತೀನಿ, ಮ್ಯಾಲ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಆಯಾ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಯಾ ಹೆಡ್ ದಾಗ ಲೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಆ ಅಂತರ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಲೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಐಟಮ್ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋರಿ. ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಲೋನ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್. Two items you deduct. Whatever balance comes, take to the outer column. This is the point you remember regarding interest on investments. Interest on investment. These points are related with interest on investment. Clear? The next point is family pension received. Whatever family pension fund received, you take in the inner column. Then less exempted. Exempted is 15,000 or 1/3 of that pension received. Remember this. Rupees 15,000 or 1/3 of that pension is exempted from tax. You deduct it. Whatever balance comes, you take to the outer column. Pension ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸರಿ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Family pension. Family pension received, inner column. Less exempted, 1/3 or 15,000, whichever is less. You deduct it. Whatever balance comes, take to the outer column. And number 11, insurance agent commission. Insurance agent or any other agents, PLI agent or post office agents may be there. Insurance agent commission, whatever commission received by the insurance agent is there, you take that For that there is a deduction. For the insurance agent, there is a deduction. Deduction is rupees 20,000 or 1/3 of that amount if the commission is less than 60,000. Remember this point. Only when commission is less than 60,000, deduction is allowable. If the commission is more than 60,000, there is no deduction. Remember this point. Commission is more than 60,000, then there is no deduction applicable. No deduction applicable. No deduction applicable. You take the commission less exempted. Exempted is only when if commission is less than 60,000. Less than 60,000, 1/3 of that amount or rupees 20,000, whichever is less, you deduct. ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋರು. ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಏನಿರ್ಬೇಕು 60,000ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. 60,000ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕ್ರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕ ಹಾಕಬೇಡ್ರಿ. 60,000ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರ 1/3 ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಅಥವಾ 1/3 ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಆ 1/3 ಅಥವಾ 20,000 ಯಾವ ಸಣ್ಣದ ಆಗ್ತೈತೆ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ರಿ. 60,000 ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರ 20,000 ಆಗ್ತತಿ, ಆ 20,000 ಹಾಕ್ರಿ. 60,000ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿತ್ತಂದ್ರ ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. This is the point you remember. Deduct the amount, whatever balance comes to, you take to the outer column. Illi ಎರಡು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾವ. ಒಂದು, there are two types of commission, first year commission and renewal commission. First year commission or renewal commission anta bardati. If separate accounts is maintained, then there is a rule. If separate account is maintained, for first year commission deduction is different, renewal commission deduction is different. And if the accounts are not properly maintained, only 1/3 or 33 integer 1/3% is allowable. Remember this. Simply you remember this equation, it is enough for your calculation. Okay, it is relating to insurance commission agent. You remember this point. Then 12th point is salary pension received by MLA, MP and MPs. There is no deduction or adjustment for this item. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದು ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬರೀರಿ. Then director fee received, ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಏನು ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬರೀರಿ. Ground rent, open ground is let out on rental base, you take the income, there is no deduction. Then income from agriculture outside India, there is no deduction, you take directly. Then income from undisclosed source, ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಏನು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಐಟಮ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಔಟರ್ ಕ ಬರೀರಿ. ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೋರಿ. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, there is no deductions. There is no deduction for these items. ಯಾವುದು MLA, MP, MLC ಗಳು ಏನ್ ಪಗಾರ ತಗೋತಾರೋ, ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ ತಗೋತಾರೋ, ಅದು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಫೀ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಗಳು ಏನ್ ತಗೋತಾರೋ ಅದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ರೆಂಟ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಿಂದ ಯಾರೇ ಬರ್ದೇರಿ, ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. ಅನ್ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಿದೇನಿ. ಅನ್ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರ ನಿಮ್ ರೊಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು undisclosed source, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾವ. Then gift received is taxable only when it is more than 50,000. 50,000ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿತ್ತಂದ್ರ ಬರೀರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕ ಬರಿಬೇಡ. If it is more than 50,000, you take, otherwise leave it. ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವು ಜನ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇ. 50,000 exempted ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. 50,000 exempted ಅಲ್ಲ. If it is less than 50,000, exempted. Remember this. There is a lot of difference between 50,000